Hey y'all. So real quick video about facing fears and overcoming challenges. See this sidewalk I'm on? It was almost a year ago to the day that I was walking on this sidewalk. I had just moved in my condo, which is just barely behind me. I just barely moved into my condo, and I was walking on this sidewalk just a few months after my back surgery. Back hurt, nerves in my back and legs were just firing and twitching like crazy. My stamina was low, and I was just walking along this path slowly, saying to myself, I'm just going to try and make it to the end of this path. The end of the path is about right there, so it's not that far. And at that time I walked to the end of the path, out of breath, and I said, one day I'm going to run down this path. I'm going to sprint down this path. And I'm going to run a 5K this direction, down this street. It's a year later and I've done both of those things. I've run wind sprints on this sidewalk here as fast as I can go at this point in time, which is about, I can't remember what the time was. It doesn't matter. It's as fast as I was able to go. And I'll take a stop right here. It was as fast as I was able to go. Somehow I got from my body in massive pain, recovering from a spinal fusion, having problems in my neck, gut and digestion challenges, to being able to do sprints on this sidewalk that I'm walking on. And running a 5K. I ran my first 5K back in July, and I've since ran a couple that go down this sidewalk and way down the road a bit. How was that all possible? In January, I thought I was going to die. I thought that my life was over, that this is it. Got to get my will together. Got to get everything in order so that when I pass on, my daughters are taken care of, that all my assets are taken care of. That's a really hard place to be. It's such a... I don't know how to describe those about 6 months from about December to about April of this year. Just feeling awful. My health just feeling awful. One of the hardest things I've had to work to overcome. So I just got super curious. Said, what do healthy people do? What is my body capable of? Is this possible to recover from? And I had to assume yes, or it was death. So I decided to move towards life rather than death, and believe that it was possible to heal myself. So I moved in that direction. So I began searching online, watching YouTube videos, looking at my Facebook friends who seemed to be healthy and doing amazing things with their life and body, talking to people, started becoming a crazy Amazon shopper for supplements, powders, vitamins, and I became familiar with quite a lot of things. I'll do another video on my health and the things I've learned that'll be much longer than this, and I'll cover all of the stuff that I've done for my health, and I'm still healing. I had an MRI done on my neck a couple weeks ago. I got a couple bad discs and some narrowing of what's called the foramen, and especially my lowest cervical disc, that where the arm nerves are largely controlled by. So I've got to figure that out. So challenges are not in short supply in life. There's just a tenacity and a curiosity to overcome them. So that's challenges. And then fear, I think fear for me is largely based around my own ego and my perception of myself. If I try something and I fail, I feel like I'm not as capable. It's just me, who I am right now. I feel like I'm just not as capable. So sometimes I won't even make the attempt so I don't have to see how incapable I am. I know that sounds weird, but it's how my mind works. And so for me to overcome that, I have to say, I'm afraid of this, I'm terrified of this, I'm going to do it anyway, and I seek to be a neutral, casual observer on whatever the result is. If the result is favorable, awesome. If the result is kind of neutral, awesome. If the result was I really fell on my face, awesome, because I had the guts to get out there and try it. So for me, that's the number one thing when it comes to fear that I found that helps. You just make the attempt. You give it your best shot, and you take whatever the result is and say, I was brave to make that attempt. You love yourself, and you stay kind of as a neutral observer on the result. Of course, you want to learn and adapt and do better. So those are a few of my thoughts on overcoming challenges and overcoming fear. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll have a longer one coming pretty soon here that talks about my health journey. It's been about 1.5 years since I first started really having some health challenges, and made some pretty good progress on those. So I'm looking forward to talking in depth about that, sharing my story with you and many of the things I've tried, and I hope that it helps some of you who may have similar questions. All right, thumbs up. We'll see y'all later.